Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and I watched Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods in theaters yesterday, and now I'm going to review it. I saw a little bit here and there. I knew the plot from like the Japanese version, but to watch the entire film, I needed to see it English dubbed. And I didn't think I was going to be able to see it. I figured, only 300 screenings, which is a lot, but, my area usually doesn't get this kind of stuff. But there was a theater near me that had it. Me and my friend went. We watched that. Pretty packed theater. Great experience, except for some reason it was really, really loud and they did not turn the lights off in the theater for a few minutes into the movie. But other than that crap, it was a great experience. So yeah, let's just talk about the movie. The basic plot of the film is Beerus the fucking Destroyer, Lord Beerus, I'll talk about him later. He wakes up from a fucking 39 or 38 year nap, and he had a dream about the Super Saiyan God, which he thinks will be Goku, so he goes to Earth to try to find the Super Saiyan God and a worthy opponent. And if he doesn't find him, he basically is gonna destroy everything. You got Goku training with King Kai, and, Bulma's birthday party's going on. We even get to see Emperor Pilaf and his gang, which is really fun. So yeah, that's pretty much all the main plot points of the movie. So I guess I'll just go down into each category. As far as the visuals go, the animation is on point. It's beautiful. It looks amazing. Several of Toei Animation's top animators were working on this. The soundtrack is great as well. They use some... They had like a cover of Chala Head Chala, which was awesome for the credits and towards the beginning of the movie. There was other songs during the movie that had lyrics to them that worked really well. They blended. The voice acting, we're talking about the dub here, is on point as well. Completely, it's perfect. I'm one of the few Dragon Ball fans who recognizes the Dragon Ball Z dub for what it is, which is kind of lousy. The acting is really shoddy. They were inexperienced. The dialogue is a complete joke and mockery of the original the original story. But it was their first dub. They were inexperienced. Most people have nostalgia for it, so they just kind of let that slide, or they don't really notice how bad it is. But these actors have gotten so much better over the years, from doing the video games, from doing Kai, which has an amazing dub. Actually, I only own, you can see behind me, I only own Dragon Ball Z Kai. I don't own Dragon Ball Z. The original anime, just too slow for me, but that's a good segue to talk about the pacing of the film. Very well paced. It's only 1 hour and 15 minutes, but it doesn't feel really short at all. And that's because the middle section of the movie spends time with a lot of comedy, which works really well. Yeah, the fighting, you get enough for sure. I don't feel like I got shortchanged on action at all. I feel like the fighting was just as much as I wanted. The comedy was a welcomed addition, honestly, and it really just works together well, and the movie has a very nice pace. Just to go into the acting a little bit more, because I kind of just went into pacing a bit. The acting, just to kind of wrap up, they all do a great job. They've all improved heavily on their characters. Trunks does not sound nearly as annoying as he did before. Goten is the same way. Bulma is the only character, I think, who has her new Kai actress. I think everyone else came back for this one. But I prefer the Kai voice. It's a much, much more fitting voice. The acting is great. She's hilarious in the movie. All the comedy hits perfectly. Vegeta is funny as hell in this movie. I don't want to give too many spoilers away on certain jokes and everything, because there's stuff with Vegeta that you'll never expect if you don't know anything going into the movie. There's stuff with all kinds of characters, but just the dialogue is really funny. The way they wrote it, the way they translated it from Japanese to English is just hilarious. Funimation is really good at reworking scripts and making the jokes really work for an American audience. I guess I'll talk about the villains, since we know Dragon Ball, we know Goku, Vegeta. I don't need to go into the characters and how they developed or anything. Well, I'll go into Goku a little bit because of the God stuff. But, and Vegeta, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I'll talk about the villains first. You have, well, not really villains, the antagonists. Beerus the Destroyer, Lord Beerus the Destroyer, I'm sorry. And, Whis, I believe is how they say his name. And he's just like the best Dragon Ball villain we've had in just such a long time. He's amazing. He's hilarious, he's intimidating, he's unique in design. He's insanely powerful. He's the full package of a great villain, especially a great Toriyama villain, because anybody who knows Dragon Ball knows how silly the series could be. And he's at the birthday party, and he's just doing fun. He's just doing shit. Give me that pudding and trying food and fucking break dancing. He's the best. Love Beerus. Then we have Weiss, who's just kind of his assistant, but also his mentor. And he's funny. He's quirky kind of character. Feminine looking, but, you know, Toriyama's done that. He's got a kind of weird design, but I roll with it. But yeah, just... they work well off of each other as well. They're a good combination. Then we've got Goku in the movie. And what's interesting about Goku in this movie is that when he does get the Super Saiyan God power and how he had to get it, he's not really satisfied. And I like the dynamic of his Saiyan pride in this movie was definitely more on display here than it ever was before. I think the last time we really saw his Saiyan pride like this was a few times in the Buu Saga, and mainly his fight with Frieza, where he was like, no, I'm letting this guy go to 100%. Gotta beat him at his best, because I'm not going to be fighting regret. But yeah. That's pretty much... and then Vegeta, we really see how Vegeta has evolved. We see what he's willing to do to save the people he cares about, so that's awesome. Even going to the point to humiliate himself, but, you know, I'm not going to go any further. But yeah, like I said, it all leads up to great action. The movie is so fucking funny. It's ridiculous, but it's not like a total comedy. It does still have that intense action that you'd expect from Dragon Ball Z. It's a perfect blend of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z together, which is what I think the original Dragon Ball Z, as much as I love it, I think the original Dragon Ball Z does miss out on being as comedic as Dragon Ball. There's less of a blend. It kind of goes from lighthearted comedy, lighthearted comedy, lighthearted comedy adventure, lighthearted comedy adventure to more serious, and then serious, 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 with comedy spread throughout. And the Buu Saga got pretty comedic, but there could have been a better blend, and I feel like this movie captured that blend, especially having like Pilaf in there and his gang. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much more I can say. I've kind of just retread a few things here and there, mainly because I don't want to go too far into this movie. I just think people should see it for themselves. So yeah, I guess I'll just wrap this review up. I mean, you probably can't see it in theaters anymore. If you haven't seen it in theaters, you're not going to see it in theaters. But it will be eventually out on Blu-ray and DVD if you don't feel like watching the Japanese version. I totally understand how you feel. But yeah, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. There are a few things here and there that I'll talk about in the spoiler section as to why I don't give it a perfect 10 out of 10. But I still think it's like the best Dragon Ball Z movie we've had. It has the most unique villain, the most unique storyline, so to speak, the most unique ending. The ending is not what you'd expect from a Dragon Ball Z movie at all. And, yeah, so now let's get into spoilers. So, 9 out of 10. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, don't keep watching. Thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of this movie in the comments below if you have seen it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, now I'm going to do spoilers, so, you know, if you're like, fuck spoilers, I don't care, show them to me. Okay, here we go. We'll start with Vegeta, because the bingo scene was incredible, and Chris Sabat totally killed it in that scene. That dance was hilarious. I mean, nobody going into this movie would ever expect Vegeta to do that, and that's just hilarious. And it really gets justified in the movie, too. I love the scenes like the flashback where he knows who Beerus is, because it really shows just how terrifying this guy is to Vegeta. And the scene where Beerus says he humiliated himself, and Goku says, I really respected him for doing that. They don't act like it's Vegeta just did it and it's out of character. They know it's out of character for him to do it. They roll with it. For the people who think Vegeta did that and it was so dumb Vegeta would never do that, the movie kind of covers that. Beerus knowing who Frieza is, I think, was awesome. The joke where he says, we'll get there in 20 minutes, and Beerus is like, oh, the average length of an anime episode. That was so Akira Toriyama humor right there. What else happened? We had the pudding, which was just hilarious because he's just like, it's a taste unimaginable. I can't fathom pudding. I can't have it, and it's been like 5 minutes, and he just gets so mad. Spanking Gotenks was just hilarious. Most of his beatdowns are great too because he doesn't just punch them or anything. He has a lot of pressure point style attacks, which is very unique. Is my dog about to burst through my door? Okay, I don't think my dog is going to burst through my door. That would have been a big interruption. What else? The Super Saiyan God form. I like the design. It reminds me of Kaioken, but I think that's a good thing. A lot of people bitch about it because that's all it looks like, and it's like, oh, he has red hair now. And it's like, well, Super Saiyan is just blonde hair. I mean, it's blonde hair with bluish-green eyes. And this is red hair with red eyes and a slimmer physique. So really, it's more different than the regular Super Saiyan transformation. People just, I guess they just bitch about it because they're so used to the Super Saiyan design that they don't realize how, you know, not unique it really is. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I like the fire aura. The fact that it looks like Kaioken is really cool, because Kaioken is really cool. The fact that Goku could keep fighting Beerus, even though... Oh, I just bumped the thing I'm holding my camera on. The fact that Goku could fight Beerus even in his Super Saiyan form, a lot of people also said, oh, it doesn't make any sense, blah, blah. Beerus specifically says, by going into the Super Saiyan God form, you've made yourself stronger overall, and that's why you were able to hold your own for a little while. So it was explained in the movie for the people who think that that's bullshit. And then there's a scene where Bulma gets slapped, and this is another really good Vegeta development scene where Vegeta gets pissed off that she got slapped, and he goes berserk. And it was very brief, it wasn't very long, but his Super Saiyan powers was above Goku's. And it's not like he hurt Beerus that much. But, yeah, a lot of people said, oh, it doesn't make any sense. How can he be stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Well, because Super Saiyan's it's an increase of your base. You know, a regular Super Saiyan could reach past a Super Saiyan 3 if they just trained only their Super Saiyan form for long enough. In fact, that'd be smarter, because Super Saiyan 3 is a huge power drain. But yeah, just talking about some of the plot holes people think are in the movie that I really don't find to be plot holes. It's not perfect, though. There are a few things here and there that are a little weird. Like, you know, King Kai is like, oh, Frieza's the most powerful being in the universe. But he knows who Beerus is, but never mentions him in the series. It's very obvious this character was made after, and it's not like he's going to blend into the series perfectly. But they tried by having him know who Frieza is and know who Vegeta is. But yeah, I thought the movie was great. Not really much more I want to say about it. The subplot with Trunks and the girlfriend, didn't care for it from what little bit I saw in Japanese, but in the dub of the movie, it was hilarious. So it was great. So it just goes to show how much the different voice actors, you know, it just shows how much they can bring to this. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I already gave the score before. I already said thanks and bye and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a great movie. I'm amazed I got to see it in theaters the way I did. It was incredible. So yeah, bye.